Shalom, 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 family. Thank you so much for joining us here at Remnant House, the home of the strong and the very courageous. And we're always thankful when you join us for the Evangelist Corner. So we have to stop what we're doing because we're always busy people. How many of you are like, I'm busy, Peter? I'm busy. I got things to do. Okay? So do we. We're pretty busy folks. But how many know that evangelism is something we have to make room for? We have to separate things out, and we have to create opportunities for evangelism. So evangelism is not something that's convenient. It's something that you never know when the opportunity is going to show up. You don't know when you're going to get a chance to share with somebody, and maybe that's going to be your moment to really shine your light before men, right? And so we have to take advantage of those opportunities when they come, and that's why we take the time each week, interrupt what we're doing, stop what we're doing, be great examples, and start talking about evangelism. And to join me, of course, to talk to us about this is, of course, my brother David Colon. Thank you so much, brother, for joining us as we interrupt our day once again. Talk about getting people saved and in the water. Get them in the water, David. That's right.
Come on, like you said, taking advantage of every opportunity that you have, because they don't come by every day.
That's right.
So you have to be ready in season and out of season, like the word says. So I mean, I'm excited. I'm seeing a lot of things out there. People are asking harder questions.
Yes.
People are asking different questions. People are asking questions that are very hard hitting. And I think that's a fantastic sign, because what's that saying is that the whole religion and dusty dogma and all that stuff, that's all, they're not even paying attention to that anymore. They want the meat. Like I've said for years, I want the meat. I don't want the milk. I want the meat. So I think that's what people are crying out for right now, and I'm excited for it.
You think there's pastors really on the hot seat right now? I mean, the way you describe it sounds like, man, there's pastors on the hot seat. What do you think?
Absolutely. Listen, you can only, the authentic soul can only take so much of the spiritual milk. And that's where they want to try to keep you, in the milk, not really giving you the meat of the word or challenging you. It's another one. So yes, I think people are seeing through it, and I think they're not having it anymore. So, and you know what? Kudos to them.
Bravo, right? Exactly. I think one thing that I will say to the young people out there, and any of them that hear this broadcast, is good for you for asking for the receipts. Good for you for calling things out, for asking the harder questions. I think that's good. I think that's a good thing. What do you think, David? Don't you think it's a good thing they're asking hard questions?
Absolutely, because you know what, the parent, when they have to answer that question, they may be convicted in their own heart, and who knows it? A child will speak a word at a proper time, and next thing you know, something's blossoming inside that parent, saying, I think he's got a point, and I think I've kind of been a little bit hypocritical here. Let me go ahead and step up.
We can't shush our children down.
No.
Okay, we can't shush down our young person.
No.
Who says, no, wait a second, this says this here, but none of you, have any of you ever seen this? Yes. Right? Like, let's say, we talk about this a lot, but it's something that's slowly starting to come up. Because it's a point of reference, and Matthew 5 talks about an altar of reconciliation.
Yes.
And that's a great one that young people are asking, because now we challenge them, right? And they're only 21, so they're like, I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. Right. So they asked their parents, and they asked other people, and then they asked their pastor. And then they started going, wait a minute, hold on a second. Wait a second, time out, right? And then they started to get like almost animated. So I think we're seeing what do you think, David? Do you think we're seeing the beginnings of that, or a little bit of a movement going on? Shalom, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us.
We are definitely seeing we're seeing a move. We're seeing a shift. We're seeing harder questions being asked.
That's what I like. I don't mind. I love that there's people saying, hey, can we look at this again? Can we have a conversation about what's going on here, or what this word says versus what we're seeing here in America, or any other country for that matter, that's following similar doctrines, right? And because what is doctrine? Doctrine is, the way I would define it, is the way, or your method, your routine of going about your day, your week, your month, and your year. Okay, how do you do that? What's your doctrine or routines? And while we all have nuance of how we do things, there are certain things that we all do. Okay, and so how you order these things determines a lot of factors, and these doctrines affect your results. So there's certain people that have routines that produce horrible results, and yet they continue those routines. Other people are going, why are you inviting me into your little circle around the year that creates poverty? I'm literally watching you year after year after year. You're not getting any better, you're getting worse, but you want me to jump on your rat race. Help me, David. Help me out.
Yes, I mean these are the hard-hitting things that really should cause people to really re-examine themselves and have the intestinal fortitude to re-examine what they believe, challenge everything they think they know. This is how I got here to where I'm at today. This is how you got there. This is how we all get there. It's by humbly saying to ourselves, could this possibly be true? And if it is, then Yahuwah, please get in there and do your work, because you know what, my son or my daughter is really hitting with some hard points, and I have no answers for her.
That's right. And well, sometimes we don't have answers, and sometimes we do have an answer. It's just we don't like the implications of the answer.
Again, yes,
no.
perfect.
This is real.
Yeah,
this is real because many times what I've seen people do, and guys, I really want your thoughts on this. Please pipe in on this part. They know what you're saying is right. They can't argue with you. The reason why they're pushing back, though, is not what you're saying is wrong, but because of the implications of implementation of what you just said. Now, it's one thing to tell me I'm going to go to hell if I live in fornication. It's another thing for me to rent a U-Haul. See, now the implications start to come in. See, it's one thing to agree with you spiritually. Sure. Say, yes, I agree with you, but are you going to do it?
Right.
Implications. That's where I see people push back against revelation, against clear teaching, because they realize, I can't accept this teaching, because if I do, then that means, and then they go XYZ, implication. Sure. Well, that's fair and honest. Okay. We love you for that. Okay. However, you can't push away the implications, or you can't push away truth simply because of the way it lands on your life. Like, you can't do that. That's an unjust weight.
Right.
It's like, it's true only if it doesn't hurt me. See, and young people with a little more courage than some who have settled and compromised will be like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm asking harder questions. Why do you do? You've been at this 15 years. You've been treading water for 15 years. Why am I going to follow that?
Right.
That's not a bad question to ask. That's actually, you should be proud of your daughter and granddaughter. Listen to me. You should be proud of your son and grandson who are asking you these questions. These are not bad questions. Right. These are, in fact, right, Remnant? These are the questions that got us to go, wait a minute. Maybe we got lied to, right, David?
Yes. Most definitely. And that's a tough pill to swallow for a lot of people. It really hits up on their pride. It really hits up on the things that they're the way they view the world, their little doctrine, so to speak. And some of that is even made up. But anyway, I digress.
It's the way they see the world, right? So now you're changing the way they see the world, right? So, for example, you're talking about things that Look, here's something my sister just brought up. Perfect example. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden you're talking about this stuff, right? And they might agree with you. They might even say, yup, you're right. Oh my goodness, that's wicked. You're right. It's all evil. Wait, you expect me to give this stuff up now? Oh, I need a minute.
Yes.
Because now it's not about agreeing with you. It's about the implications of agreeing with you.
Right.
So they agree with you. They agree with you the minute you said it. They knew you were right. They just can't do anything about grandma, grandpa, Uncle Tom, all these different people. They don't want to be the spokesman for your truth, but they do believe you. So now they got to decide, do I want to be the poster child in my family for this particular issue? Or am I going to go along to get along, hoping maybe it'll change without me saying anything? David, what do you think about that?
I think that's what a lot of people end up doing. I think more times than not, a lot of people end up doing that because oh my gosh, I wonder what Uncle Tom.
I mean that's a fair thing. Come on, let's not make fun of that. Wait, hold on a minute. Uncle Tom kicked your butt since you were 5. I mean, come on, that's fair, man. Don't make me fight Uncle Tom. Uncle Tom's a piece of work, all right? All right, Uncle Tom's no joke. They don't want to fight Uncle Tom every time they come to a gathering, right? So they're like, hold on a second, I got to think about this.
Yeah, well, yes, and sometimes those truths, that you just spoke, sometimes it takes a while for somebody to build up enough courage inside them to say, okay, you know what, that's it. Okay, I'm just gonna.
So what do you do in the meantime? While you're building that courage, let's say you just now waking up to some stuff. You're not disagreeing. You're not doing that. You're trying to obey, trying to honor your whoever. You're just not one of those outspoken people. You're not like Peter and David. Okay, you're quiet wallflower. You're just a gentle flower. You're just a sweet little gentle flower. We love you, right? But you're not going to go out blasting. You're not going out guns blazing. But you still want to shine your light, right? Okay. And it's going to take you a minute. It's going to take you a couple of seasons to wash this out.
Yeah,
we understand. Yahuwah understands. As you're coming out of things of darkness, as you coming into the things of the kingdom, there's a transition period. In that transition period, it's a beautiful moment because those family members watch you transition. This is why in some cases it's actually a good idea to stay right there because they see someone saying, hey guys, and they keep introducing right into that living room what they're learning rather than, watch this now, going off and coming back cuckoo, because a lot of people have already done that, gone off and come back cuckoo in their mind. But if they're with you, I was reading about this and man, I really have some questions, guys. What do you guys think? And you're trying to bring them along. It may not work, but it will make those gatherings you'll look a lot less cuckoo than if you just disappear by yourself, then come back and you're a complete nutbag to their mind.
Right.
What do you think?
Right. Well, yes, I say so. I think it's a gentle transition. It's basically what you're saying. It's kind of a gentle transition into, but in the process, you're learning how to, be kind and polite without, like you said, guns ablazing, come up and smack them in the face. That doesn't work
anyway. Never has anyway.
No, never has, never will. So it's a gradual transition, like you said. Let your light start to shine. Let that light start to build, and let that light so shine. And you know what? People are eventually they're gonna be like, I got you. I got you.
So I think one of the things that I think is underutilized is small gestures of kindness and generosity as evangelism tools, not for the sake of just giving gifts. So sometimes you give somebody a gift, right? And we go out and buy somebody something, and that's a nice thing to do. It really is. But I want you to consider that many times what a person needs is not necessarily a gift, but what they need is someone's hand in whatever problem or challenge or what have you you're doing. So periodically going into people's lives and saying, hey, by the way, I noticed you had this problem and I went and took a look and here are a couple of solutions. There's nothing that looks evangelistic about that. It really doesn't. It looks very helpful, very thoughtful.
Yes.
And that's all they see. Now because they don't know that underneath is love your neighbor as yourself. That's what's motivating you. It's the Ruach of Yahuwah motivating you, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they don't know that because you're not preaching. You don't got no Bible in your hand. You're not thumping.
Right.
You're not Bible thumping. All you're doing is loving them in the way that they can understand.
Come on.
You're getting in front of things. When you keep Shabbat, because you know that these guys like to do a lot of things on Shabbat and you don't want to participate, you go a little overboard on Yom Shishi to prepare so that it becomes a beautiful thing. And they didn't even notice that there's no work going on Shabbat. They didn't even barely notice at first.
Right.
Because you did so well. This is what I'm trying to say is sometimes we need our preaching to be really quiet and yet very loud. What do you think, David?
Actions speak louder than words.
They really do.
They really do. So, again, that's presenting your fruit. That's and one of those fruits is patience, by the way.
It is. And also sometimes just bring flowers. Real flowers. Not, I'm going to give you deep revelation. Yeah, bring the flowers too. And a pie or something else.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, bring the deep revelation, but bring a pie. Okay.
And the ice cream.
And the ice cream. In fact, you bring twice as much as everybody else. Okay. You be the special member of the family that they love seeing coming. They love when you come. They'll put up with everything you tell them because how nice you are.
Right.
Yes. That's a different evangelism tact.
Yes, it is. I think that's called the fruit. I think we've been talking about it for weeks now, about fruit.
Yeah.
That is.
And being effective. I mean, somebody says, I don't know how to reach my family members. I mean, all right, what's your family member's name, Tom? What's his biggest problem? I don't know. What's his biggest challenge? I don't know. What kind of things is he dealing with in his business? I don't know. What kinds of issues does he have in his family? I don't know. Why don't you give me the answers to all those questions, and then I'll help you figure out ways to help your buddy Tom.
Exactly.
Right. Next thing you know, you can think of things to buy him, things to help him. Look at different parts of his life. All of a sudden, guess what? Tom looks at you like, how'd you know that? How did you know that? Well, I noticed this and then, and I put this together, and I used an AI to do this, and I looked into this, and then I bought this.
Right.
And it only cost $32. But the thoughtfulness.
Yes.
David, let's talk about thoughtfulness evangelism. Come on, David, help me out. Thoughtfulness evangelism. David, go.
All right. So here we go. You have a friend. She's older. She's getting up there in age, and you see that she's starting to struggle with eating, or let's say she doesn't have enough food in her house, but she's very humble, she's very meek, she won't ask you, she won't do any of that, right? She'll smile at you and tell you how wonderful her life is. But
you're going to help her, you got to do your own investigation.
Yes,
you got to become detective friend.
So while I'm talking to her, I'm over here looking around, just
looking around. Did you get any bread today? When's the last time you went to the store? All right.
There it is.
There you go.
Yes.
There you go. Listen, I'm going out. You want me to grab you? You know what? I'm going to grab. You know what? I'm not even going to ask you. I'm going to grab him and bring it back.
Yeah. Or you might just, right there at that particular moment, reach into your wallet.
And that helps. You know what? I think more than giving people money. Like, can I just say this, guys? Be careful with the reaching your wallet thing. There are times when that helps, but you really got to be careful with that. What's more powerful, especially for evangelism, and it's just my opinion. Take this old guy's opinion. You can do what you want with it. But in my opinion, the gesture is in the thoughtfulness, not the money you expend.
Right.
So, for example, let's say you meet somebody and they say, man, my business is struggling and I really need some financial help. What they really need is a loan, right? They need money to bridge a bad time period in their life. And they're kind of hinting at you because they're hoping maybe you can reach down in your hip and give them what they want, right? But you know better than that because you know that's going to create problems between people. So you're like, I don't want to do that, but I want to help. I do. I want to help. I'm inclined to help this person. Right. I just don't want to be the person that, I don't want it, that'll get weird, and I don't want it to get weird between us, right? So here's what I do instead. I go real quick. Shh. Don't tell her. Don't tell him. And I go and I look and I go find like banks that would lend to somebody with their credit situation, or I go look for situations inside without telling them. Okay, this is do them a favor evangelism. Call it that. Favor evangelism. Okay, no, but seriously, it's thoughtfulness evangelism. I'm not kidding. And it works, folks. It really works. It makes people go, wow, that was nice. Now that I don't have that many people in my life. Not even my family does stuff like that. And you went out of your way to research something for me and sent me the names of 4 banks that would lend me what I need to get through my situation. That was pretty cool. Thank you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow, you like saw me. You like saw my matter. And this could solve my problem in 2-3 days. Yeah.
Sure.
Exactly. Sure. And all of a sudden you're like, wow, so that was really nice of you to send me that information. More valuable to them than coming off the hip. I'm just saying. True. So sometimes, the right information, right? Doing a little homework for them. Have you ever seen somebody's problem? Don't say a word, run a little research, and then come back and tell them the results. Some of you are going, ooh, Peter, you just gave me an idea. I'm glad I gave you an idea. That's beautiful, sweetheart. That's a good way to help people. And because they're low on research skills. Some of you are good at this. Some of you are really good at this. And you'll come back with all kinds of stuff and you send it to them and just say, by the way, I went looking because I know you said this in the conversation when we talked. And you want to talk about dropping walls. Uncle Tom suddenly thinks you're not so crazy. Right. What do you think, David? All of a sudden, they're not kicking you out of the parties, right? Right. Kind of anxious to see what you come with next.
Right. Because you're not just paying lip service. That's the key. Yeah. You're not paying lip service. You're actually doing with thoughtfulness.
Exactly.
Presenting the solution.
Exactly. Somebody just moved into the neighborhood. You're sitting in your bed. You can't even. Let's say you got a bum leg. You can still do something nice. Send them a housewarming gift. $10, $20 doesn't have to be expensive. Sure. It's the thought that counts. You ever heard that saying? It's the thought that counts. It really does. Sure. It really, really does. People in this society where so many people are moving, David, I feel one of the best way to evangelize is just see them. People need to feel heard.
Seen, acknowledged. Yes, today's society is all about walking around with
even when they're not taking a selfie, it looks like they are, right? They're always pointing the thing right at them.
Yes, and so that's what part of what this technology did was it kind of separated everybody and got everybody.
Oh my goodness! And we watched it happen like a fog rolling in. I mean, we watched this slow-moving train wreck as people suddenly became addicted to these scrying mirrors. These things, right? With when they're off, they're a black screen, right? Let's see, look at that. What is that? Sure. It's a scrying mirror. What? And we're communicating. Or am I? What is this, right? And little by little, we started watching it come in, guys. Yes. Where it went from a normal phone. It went from normal looking phones, flip phones, okay. Little Batman-ish, kind of cool. Got my flip phone. Remember that, David? The cool Batman phones. Felt like you had a cool gadget. Right. Talking to HQ, man. For 38 cents a minute or something crazy.
500 minutes worth of data.
You know what I mean? It was ridiculous. Okay, but you saw it coming. Why? Because you knew that what happened with people is it gave them an out to not have to communicate directly with each other. Yes. And they got further apart. Yes. And David, it's made evangelism much harder, hasn't it?
It most certainly has. It most certainly has. And that's why you can't just go out there and preach to somebody for 10 minutes and get them to make a decision, because that's just not the way it works. Because people need to feel, that authentic connection between evangelist and said person that you're talking to.
In a world of cold,
and it's cold, and sometimes it's gonna be multiple encounters before you can even get them to open up.
That's right.
They're so
encounters
fractured.
in order for people to open up. That's right. They're so fractured. That's exactly right.
They're very fractured.
Exactly right. And unfortunately, what we're seeing is that there's a lack of motivation, right? So when we see young people saying, "Hey, I want to get people saved. I want to help out." Well, let me give you a piece of advice. Walking the old lady across the street still works.
Absolutely.
Carrying acts of kindness
still works.
Going on still works.
Yes.
So good news. Good deeds still work.
Yes.
Look at that.
Come on.
As a strategy or as a evangelism works. It's good that it's not a strategy. It's a lifestyle, right? Kindness should be your lifestyle, not a strategy, but it works. I mean, just be thoughtful and kind. David, what is the most impactful way that people can help a person without preaching to them? What are some of the ways that they can help them? Thoughts?
Well, I kind of alluded to it a little earlier with Aunt Ethel. Okay, is that instead of just reaching into your pocket, how about you already had this planned out. You already knew that she was going to need some groceries, so you already have it in the car waiting. Okay. And you just come along and you're loving on her, you're listening to her. You're not trying to tell her what to do. You're just listening.
No preaching.
You're just lending an ear, lending your heart. Okay. Right. And next thing you know, she's opening up and maybe a tear starts to come from her eye, and then that's the moment at which you say, you know what, I'll tell you what. Just, what? Come on. And you bring the groceries right in the house. And you lay them down there. And you say, you know what? Yahuwah loves you. And that's it. That's all you have to say.
You can say
anything. You don't even have to say that. You don't even have to say that. You're right.
You could say almost anything in that moment. That person will be just so touched of your thoughtfulness. I've seen this my whole lifetime, and it never gets old. It's never something that you're ever going to get in trouble for. It's very hard to offend someone being thoughtful
and kind.
It really is. It's hard to offend somebody being thoughtful. So if you're worried about being offensive, well, this is pretty unoffensive. You notice their child's bike, had a flat tire. And without saying a word, you went and got a new tire that cost you $8 at Walmart. Right? $8 lousy. But you noticed it. And you came back with the tire. And not only did you bring the new inner tube, but you said, let me go ahead and, because you knew how to do it, and you took the tire off and you put the new inner tube on and you blew it right up, and that child's looking at you like, you're Superman. Mm-hmm. You're a hero. And all you did was buy an inner tube for $8.
Yes.
That's all you did. And take a little time.
What happened to those days?
They're back.
I think I was going to say, they need to get
No, they're back now. We called them back, and they came back. They came back with new people, with new, awesome, new young people who are doing amazing things. And I see them. I see them in various ways, whether they're impacting society in every place. And we want to blow wind behind that and say, thank you. We see you. We know you're there. You are doing it. You young people are starting to do things like that. And it's in your heart to do them. And I just want you to know you're doing the right thing. That's the right direction. Don't worry about all the stodgy old folks who are still hurt from the defilements of all the world they went through. I mean, they lived through some crazy. So anybody over 35 years old, 40 years old, have some mercy on them. They went through MK Ultra. You know what I mean? Have some mercy on those folks, man. They got beat up pretty bad with every kind of device that could get thrown at them, along with chemicals.
Along with it's saturated with chemicals.
So your awakening's different. You guys are awake to cleaner food, cleaner clothing. Like young people are like catching on quick. And then they're looking at old people like, what's your problem? Well, they were gaslit for a long time. That's their problem. They eat a lot of margarine. I'm just saying.
Right.
You know, they definitely fell for a lot of lies. And as a result, now they're feeling really stupid, right? So as you come out of lies, don't you feel dumb? Who doesn't feel dumb? I did. I still do. Every time I find something, I go, man, now I feel dumb. How many? Come on. Let's be honest. Well, that's happening in wholesale with certain people. Whole generations are feeling it.
Yes.
It's going out there in wholesale. Stupid.
Yes.
We were so stupid, right? And we're like, and a young person's
so many things
one question.
Yes.
One question, and we're like, oh man, that was easy. And we didn't even see that. How do we not see that? Right? Okay, so as part of it is that the Ruach is destroying strongholds, David, things that we didn't even see before that are glaring now.
Yeah. I was just telling you earlier when we were talking about, all the things that have happened since I got in the water, just since I got in the water, not once, but twice. I'm telling you, man, it's like night and day. It was like somebody turned on a switch.
Let's talk about that. That's a good point. You not once but twice, David. So it didn't take the first time. You had to dunk you again.
Listen, there's a lot of defilement out there. There's a lot of there's a lot of defilement. So there's probably going to be several trips in the mikvah.
You might need a multiple dunk. I'm telling you out there, some of you people need multiple dunking.
Yes.
One dunk won't do. You'll need a double dunk.
Well, I mean,
I need a triple dunk. I'll tell you that. I got dunked in 3 different places.
Yes. So anyway, the point is that since that time, it's coming at you in from 50 different directions, and it's a lot of it's like, how did I not see that before?
That's the fun part. That's actually the fun part.
Yeah. No. But some of them are so blatant and so obvious and so straight in your face that you're like, I don't know how I never saw that. Oh my God, I must have been under some type of delusion, or I must have been, something, because man, that was so obvious.
How is this guy standing on a soap, standing here, and he can barely survive, and he's going to preach to you about the blessing, and can you give to him to get it?
Right.
And you got to really start re-asking a lot of questions about practices that we consider to be good, kadosh even, this is a good thing. And it turns out it's not a good thing. It turns out it's actually anti-good thing, not just benign. It's actually dangerous to engage that way. You need to honor where he puts his name. When he says that, he's not playing, is he, David?
Oh, no, he's not. No, he is not. Honor is a big deal. I never really realized how deep the honor needs to go.
A couple of 60-plus-year-olds are standing here going, it took us a minute to realize. Why do you think he used Abraham so late in his life? It takes a minute for that youthful stupidity to get out of you.
To get that,
honest.
To get the donkey out. Yes.
But I had a big old mote in my eye that had to get knocked out. I'm still working on it. Sure. So I was like, and we still make messes. You should see, I got to clean up right after I'm done here. That's right. I'll call myself out, because this whole we're perfect thing is crazy.
Yes.
It's crazy. Yes. We got to be done with that. All right. No, we are flawed, loved, cherished, adored, led, filled, expressing his will in the earth through our flaws, because in our weakness, he shows forth strength. Hallelujah.
Come on.
In our weakness, we embrace our weakness.
Yes.
I'm a mess-making creative dude. When I'm creating, man, oh man.
Yeah, you should
get a shovel for the mess I'll make.
You should see me in the kitchen, bro.
David, He's as bad as me on the kitchen.
Mama tell you,
Oh,
it ain't
mama.
pretty.
It ain't pretty.
But you know what?
But it tastes good.
Some beautiful things come
That's
out of
what I was
there.
gonna say. But see, the work is good. It's just a mess we make.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, we have to repent when we're done.
Well, listen, you said it before, and you know what? It bears repeating that you have so many good qualities as well. That you know what? Let's celebrate those.
When I get done with that, I'll get over to the problem.
No, we know that you have those flaws. We know it. In fact, most people around you can see it.
Pretty much.
So you're not hiding nothing.
You ain't hiding nothing.
You ain't hiding nothing. So quit it. Just quit it. Okay.
That's perfect. You ain't hiding nothing anyway.
You ain't hiding
you got
nothing.
pathetic people around you. Man, don't make them read your mail. Sister so-and-so already got you clocked anyhow. May as well just go ahead and relax, sweetie. We loved you anyhow. Right. Oh, that's beautiful. That's just beautiful. It really is. Because isn't that what the ecclesia is? The ecclesia is like, oh, you can stop putting on airs, hon. Yeah, we can see right through you, sweetheart.
Yes.
And we love you anyway. How about that? We love you.
How
anyway.
about that?
How about that?
You know, instead of focusing on the one, the bad part, and maybe in somebody's behavior or something like that, which we'll deal with later. Mm-hmm. Let's focus on the 50 good things that you do.
Well, you know why that isn't happening as much as it should be? Is this because it's not why we come together? If we were to come together to celebrate the good things, if we were coming together to learn, to encourage, and support one another, if that were the reason for the meeting, you'd find more people interested in the meeting.
Yes, you would.
When the meeting is just for the, pontifications of whoever's speaking, then that may not be edifying to the hearer. And I think one of the things that we have to realize is that people need a custom word. So while we can, as teachers and ministers, minister generically or sort of overview kind of things, that has to be broken down into an individual word, doesn't it, David?
Yes. Oh, absolutely. You know what? You're not going to unpack the everything that needs to be unpacked in one foul swoop. That's just not the way it goes.
But as you walk together,
and that's not the way who operates in your life anyway. He goes piece by piece.
Exactly.
This out now, take this out now, and he's pulling the strings and otherwise we'd be a hot mess.
Well, and not everybody understands on the same level. Like, for example,
true.
We got done with Shabbat yesterday, right? So when we record in here and we do live broadcasts from here, well, then we have to go after this recording is over and the broadcast is over. Mindy and I will go over and go into the main hall and sit with everyone. And so we were chatting in there. And, a couple of our New Kingdom Academy young people, my son included, were in there. And so I'm like, hey, did you guys watch the service? And, of course, they said yes. And let's talk about what you got out of that, which is a common conversation that we have around the table. And in fact, we may be broadcasting that conversation in the future. Oh, we're talking about that because young people ask different questions. They have a different paradigm. So while a 45-year-old person is taking a sermon that you gave or topic that you're discussing, and they're looking at it, unpacking at sort of the 45-year-old level, or above, right? They're maybe looking forward to their senior years, or maybe they're projecting this way. But a 17-year-old, they got a totally different paradigm on the same word. Yeah. And I think that's fascinating. Yeah. That the same scripture that was affecting that 45-year-old in a way that was making him check his character hard was encouraging this young person that they were going the right way and just keep on going. It was just interesting how the same word has that impact. David, what are your thoughts?
That's beautiful, man. I mean, that's just a beautiful scenario.
I know.
Well put, right? That you know what that's just beautiful, man. I really don't know what to say about that other than it's that is true evangelism.
and ecclesia operating properly, right? Where people come and
Correct.
get answers, not just getting together
Correct.
to get together.
Correct.
I mean, getting
Correct.
together is great, but there needs to be an effective reason. So the convocation of the Shabbat, the Sabbath day, is not just about reading a few scriptures and saying checkpoint met.
Right.
I mean, it kind of is. I know you all want to checkpoint met. I get that, and that's great.
Sure.
But shouldn't you be getting things like answers to problems you had the week before? Maybe plans that you're making for the following week need to get clarified. Maybe some questions about some decisions that you were making need to get help, hammered out. These are areas where the Kodashim are the conduits. Maybe Yahuwah gives you a word of knowledge, word of wisdom, a prophetic word to give you direction and give you understanding. Speaks to you about an upcoming event right there in the Kodashim among your brethren. And now what's that meeting value?
Right.
Now you're glad you sat there. You're like, I didn't care about all this other stuff we did. That was all great, but I got the answer I needed. And that made a massive decision I had to make. And and it's coming up on, Yom Shani, Monday morning, and now I have my answer. David, this happens to me a lot. What about you?
Absolutely. I usually spend a good hour in the Word, and then after that, I'm really in a cleansing mode, because of the things that you have to, that you've seen, or the filthiness of this world. There's a detox process that goes on there for a little bit, and then a lot, like you said, all of a sudden, a problem that you had been struggling with, all of a sudden, bang, he's giving you the answer. You're like, what? That's awesome. You know what I'm saying?
2 times this week.
Yes.
2 times this week I had that happen.
Yes.
2 times. One was a construction thing that we're adding in to a room, or adding in something in one of our spots. And I just had an epiphany, and literally an epiphany. I went, hey, how about this? And the solution was not only saved us money, turned out to be much more elegant. Like, it was just a way better answer. And then the second thing, same thing. I was talking to you this morning, and we were just talking. I forget what the topic was. We were just chatting along. And then all of a sudden I stopped and went, oh, wow, I just solved the problem. And right before I came on the air, I confirmed it with one of our team members here that, in fact, what I thought would solve the problem. So sure enough, he gives you wonderful insights, right? Wisdom, gives you like time-saving things, money-saving things, like ideas that, that would save me, tons of time and money.
Right.
And a bunch of other stuff like aggravation, everything else. And you go, wow, this is great. This is great. It's him moving. And it's just, it's so awesome to see.
And it's so encouraging, to boot, it's like, hey, a lot of times, I mean, I'm still amazed, when things like that happen. I'm still amazed. I'm like, oh my goodness.
That's right. That's right. That is absolutely right. Yes. By the way, speaking of young people, and especially our young adults, I want to just talk to you real quickly about something that is a changer. And I want to encourage you all, those of you that, if you have young people, especially young ladies that travel, a gift of any size to our ministry, and we'll send you out a detector. And this is something that I looked at because I have daughters, right? So guys, this is a big deal. And so I have family members that I care about a lot, and I know they travel and they go into, Airbnbs or apartment, or hotel rooms and so forth. And we live in a new time. So those of you that might need one of these, basically what this does is a detector. We're actually going to be making these available to the public, but I wanted to share it with our own folks because it's a big deal to catch hidden cameras, spy devices, recording devices. This will reveal them. All right. And so shoot us a note if you'd like one, especially if you have grandchildren, if you have daughters. They tend to, of course, be the target of a lot of that is our young ladies. And but it could be our grandmoms. It could be anybody. I mean, when you find a hidden camera in a bathroom, guess what? That was pretty opportunistic by whoever put that there, right? They don't care who they're filming. And we got some sick people in our world, right? So rather than try to fix the whole world, we just need to know the world we're in. And detecting hidden devices is your new normal. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's your new normal. So just like you need to have pepper spray in your purse, right? Some of y'all walk around, y'all got a pepper spray in your purse. You like, I hope I don't need it, but I got one in case I do. Because some of y'all creeps be creeping. And he gave me authority over creeps. Right? Well, some of you creeps put cameras in bathrooms and in places. So I want to encourage those of you that, especially those of you that have young people, definitely write to us and send us a note. We will happily send one out to you. It's a big deal to be able to detect that and tell folks, this is not a light matter. And I dealt with even people in the ministry, folks, that cross this line, and we're putting hidden cameras in places in the ministry. Okay. I think that's reprehensible. So for the sake of your peace of mind, for the sake of your comfort, when you rent a hotel room or rent an Airbnb or what have you, your young person does, push a button. And I don't know, a lot of you dads are like me. A lot of you papas going, Peter, I love you, man. I hear you, man. I hear you, bro. I love you too, bro. I love you too, man. I'm on your side, brothers. I'm with you, man. And we feel each other. I know you're feeling that. I know you're going, this is ridiculous. How in the world do we got our daughters, and I'm saying something out loud that you guys have thought, okay? That's why I went looking for solutions. So again, this is me demonstrating what we're talking about. A little thoughtfulness, because we got some young ladies that are traveling without knowing, not paying attention. Look, what does it take? 20 seconds to push a button, look around a room, make sure you're not being recorded.
Right.
Okay, before you go disrobe or what have you. And this is called dressing rooms. And, what are we going to find? We're going to find criminals. Okay, but in the meantime, we need to know about this stuff. So, folks, be safe out there. And, David, that's the kind of stuff that we got to do, isn't it? We've got to be a little bit more intelligent, don't we, David?
Absolutely. Well, it's our job as the Grandpa Brigade. Okay?
That's right.
To protect.
That's right.
To protect the weak, or to defend people against all kinds of evil. And if and there's any way that we could do that, we're definitely going to do that.
That's right. Some of these, we got two different sizes. One that's a little bigger. This one's a real small device, and it just does the job. We don't have any cameras in here, but if I did, it would detect them, right? And so then you'd know they're there, and you can disable them or put something in front of them or whatever you're going to do. What if you're in a hotel room and it's 1 a.m.? Maybe you can't fix it, but you can put a piece of tape over it, or you can cover it up, right? So it can't do its job. And so at least you're aware of it. And I think that's one of the things that is changing in our world is awakening, awareness. Awareness brings correction. So we said this many years ago, that illumination brings elimination.
Yes. Oh, I remember
illumination brings elimination. So the more we illuminate, more people see the harm, see the wicked, see the things they're doing. Guys with these Airbnbs, man, you got to really be careful with Airbnbs, guys. Okay. I shudder to think how many recordings we may have without knowing. Right, guys. So this is wow. Welcome to our new world. How many of you feel like your privacy's been destroyed?
Oh, yes.
So again, this is one of the ways that we protect, and one of the ways in which we have to think about the next generation is to get out in front of some of these things and say, not on my watch.
Not on my watch. There it is.
How about that young girl just going to the bathroom in an airplane?
Right.
And some guy puts a phone in there. Remember that story we had to do on Remnant Watch? And this is the world we live in. All right. Yes. Not to go negative, because we're okay with it. We understand it. We're just going to put another gadget on our utility belt to get in front of that and be thoughtful about it, but intentional. And in that way, we can definitely make an impact. How many know that by itself makes people say, hey, you guys are thinking? Yeah, we are. Yes. David, what are your thoughts on that?
Yes. It's beautiful, man. There's not really much I can add to that except
Amen. Let's keep being thoughtful.
Bravo. Yes, let's keep being thoughtful. Let's keep being, the protector of the weak or the young. That's a big deal, especially in today's world where you've got predators galore. So I think it's a noble thing to come up with solutions like you just did, and make it available to people. That's beautiful, man.
For this reason, Yahuwah gives us strength. He grants us strength that we may be protectors of others who are weak. He commands us that there should not be a feeble one among us. And so what's another way we can be thoughtful? Well, there's a lot of problems people are facing. And for some, those problems are easy to solve. Something that's very difficult for that person, but is easy for someone else. That's a bad, that's not a resource issue. That's a partnership issue.
Yes.
That's a networking issue.
Yes.
Amen. And how many know that there are people that are good at that, who need encouragement? There are people who are brilliant that I'm starting to meet, by the way. I want to thank those of you that I am meeting. Some of you are phenomenal new folks jumping on our channel, becoming part of our greater family. And I'm very grateful for you because you're starting to catch on that we're not selfish people. We're not just trying to build something for ourselves. No, we are here on mission. The King has given us some very cool things to do. We need help, real help. People that are not all about themselves. You're going to benefit, but it can't be that, I mean, yeah, you're going to benefit, but it can't be about that. It's got to be about benefiting our brethren. It's got to be about taking care of our brother, making sure they get up on their feet, build an ally out of that brother, build an ally out of that sister. Some of you are looking for friends. Some of you need to rescue a few.
Come on. The only time you should be looking down on somebody is to give them a hand up.
Come on, man. And then next thing you know, they're rescuing you.
Exactly. And then that ripple
down that road, they're coming back saying, remember when you hooked me up? I can't even tell you how many times. And people will bring me to tears, man. Some of you are so beautiful. You'll bring me to tears because you'll be like, Peter, you did this. And I forgot about it. But they'll show up in my life right when I need them.
Sure.
Woo. And boy, do you guys know how to have an impact.
Yes.
All right. This is what's beautiful is timing. Right. Sometimes it's not the amount you're spending, or it's just timing. David having the right timing.
And random acts of kindness, and
random acts of kindness. Yes.
Love that. I love it. I love it. I love it. I mean, I could see myself, being that guy. Along with my teammates. I'm not saying just me.
Right.
But yes. I can
and isn't that the part that makes the most sense? Because after all, what's the point of evangelism if there's nothing to invite them into?
Come on now. What, are you going to invite them back into the old dusty dogma? No, you're not.
Back into the world you just left?
No. We didn't just put some lipstick on that pig and say, okay, here's the new one. No, it's that action that you've been talking about.
They're going to be like, I want to do your brand of
Christianity,
whatever you're doing here. I want to do that. That seems more real than this other stuff.
Exactly. Putting your hands and your feet. Yes.
That's what they're going to say. They're going to say, well, I don't know about these other preacher people, and I don't know about these Bible thumpers, but man, you're looking pretty Christian to me, right? Because they see good does in fact work. Now, good isn't lazy. Good isn't tired. Good isn't bored. Good isn't irritated. Good isn't mad. Good isn't sad. Good is too busy working. Come on, somebody.
Yes. Action speaks louder.
Good
louder
works.
Than any pontification.
It's ugly that don't work, but good works.
Yes. Action speaks louder than words, man. Come on.
That's
you know what? When Messiah actually went out and laid hands on people and actually put what he was preaching to practice,
nothing works like it. Nothing works like good works. Nothing like it. And we just have to be strategic, right, David? Like, because again, the thoughtful gift is one thing, but the creative utilization of resource to propel your brother, Man, that's worth so much more. You might not even need to spend money. You might need to spend time.
Come on.
You know, like that person that did
Friendship.
some research
Yes.
and found a solution and calls up their brother and says, I found a bank that's going to take your paper. They're going to factor your accounts receivables. Get me this document, this document, this document. And there's $210,000 in receivables. He's got to get factored. He's got a bank.
Yes.
This person chased it down for him. They want to kiss you.
Right.
Okay?
Make
they love you
good
so much.
happen.
They want to kiss you. They're so thankful for you. You see what I'm
Make
trying to say?
it happen. Yes.
Good works, man. Good
Yes.
works.
Yes.
When you're looking for a way to reach people, good.
That
works.
speaks
It
louder
works.
than any words.
It really does.
Yes.
And the more thoughtful it seems like, guys, I'm going to say this is really stretch yourself to be thoughtful. Because I've observed that when you put extra thought
Yes.
into just a little bit of a strategy, and then when you explain your strategy to them, that's going to really hit them. That you went, well, I thought of this, and then I went here, and so what I thought was this, and then over here I went, and they go, you did all that for me? The more you think it through, the more energy you spend. Again, no money spent. Just thinking it through and planning something. And then maybe at certain points there was an expenditure, but I've seen so many amazing things cost very little, but the thoughts and the energy, oh my goodness,
changed
changed that person's life.
Yes.
They literally had a life-changing moment from that point forward because somebody expended energy to say, you matter.
Come on.
I noticed you.
Come on.
I saw this battle you were facing. And rather than come and talk to you about it, counsel you about it, I just figured I'd go find you some solutions.
Solutions. There you go.
I mean, who does not want one of those friends? Go ahead and raise your hand if you'd like a friend like that.
Come on.
Go ahead, raise your hand if you'd like somebody to be your friend like that, where they're like thoughtful and they come into your life and they don't say anything to you. They just notice stuff and they go find ways to help you. Hello.
Come on now.
I love friends like that, right? People that are thoughtful and thinking and caring and loving. And again, doesn't require a lot of expenditure. It just requires caring, thoughtfulness, a loving heart.
Yes.
Amen. David, these are not difficult things for us to do in order to reach a soul, is it?
No, that's what is known as letting your light so shine before men so that they can see your good work and glorify Yahuwah in heaven. That is it in a nutshell. It doesn't get any more beautiful than that. It doesn't get any more real than that. When you can put tangibleness to what you're saying with your actions.
Show up with stuff that are just kind of those cool friends, man. Be that cool friend. I think that is such a cool way to show the love of Messiah. Like, quit preaching, start showing.
That's right.
Quit preaching. Go to church to learn, then come show me what you learned.
That's right.
You don't want to not getting burnt, so show me what you learned.
Come on. It's the heart that counts, like my sister Patty just put here. It's the heart that counts.
It really does. It just so matters what your heart is and how you really want people to be impacted. Like, they can tell when people feel that you love them and that you're caring about them and you're going out of your way, it has an extra intangible impact. It really brings tears. There's a tears that comes from that kind of love that you can't get any other way, man. Like, it has to come, and it breaks a person down. Like, it breaks the hardest person down that are tough dudes and tough women, and especially tough women. And man, they find somebody that's thoughtful, and they're like, I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry. And man, they're breaking apart inside because you love them, man. Like, you saw them through their toughness, through their exterior, through all of it.
Man, listen. Even if somebody were to come do that to me tomorrow, I'd be bawling. I'd be busting out in tears, man, because really, you're right. That something that just impacts. That's
Can
the
you see
biggest
other man?
impact.
Can you see them? And maybe you won't be effective. Look, I've tried to help people that they ended up biting me. Right? It happens, man.
Yeah,
It
move
happens.
on.
You got to get the,
Yeah.
don't cast pearls before swine patch on your shoulder, so you can learn not to do that. But
Well, some
the
people are.
reward is the people that do respond.
Yes, yes. But even those that don't, he still sees your heart. He still sees the work that you put into it. He's going to honor that, and he's going to reward you for that.
Don't just be a once in a while good example. Be a good example as a lifestyle.
Come on, make good happen. That should be
happen. Exactly.
Your mantra, so to speak.
Overcome evil with good. Yes, exactly. And don't let, I would suggest that people realize, David, that we all have an opportunity to impact another person just by taking a moment to be thoughtful. Isn't that right?
Woo. Yes. Yes, that's beautiful. That's the best form of communication that you could ever put across.
Last thoughts for them before we let them go.
Yes, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing, to be his hands and his feet, to go out there and preach the gospel and use words only if necessary. So let your kindness and your acts of kindness and your love towards your fellow man speak louder than any pontification, any verses, any theories or doctrines. Let that speak the loudest. Let your light so shine before men that they would see your good works and glorify Yahuwah, which is in heaven, in the Shamayim. So that's my encouragement to you today, is keep shining your light. Look for opportunities to, invite somebody in. I just saw one the other day with Sister Jenny, brought somebody into the service. And I think that's another form of evangelism. And I think that's beautiful. I think that's great. I love it. I love seeing that kind of stuff. So don't think that, you just because you're just one person, that there's not much you can do. That is absolutely false. So I just encourage you to keep shining your light. Love you all. You guys are beautiful. Love you.
Shalom. Thank you, Brother David. And I think that is a wonderful admonition and a perfectly good place for us to conclude our discussion today. And I certainly hope that you are encouraged to be an encouragement to your brothers and sisters out there, people that are yet coming into the kingdom. Maybe they need that kind word. Maybe you're going to make the difference by being thoughtful, by being a person that says, how can I help you in a way that, conveys that you were thought about. You're not somebody that we're ignoring, and we're trying to find ways to reach out to you. I'm certainly hopeful for all of you that you are continuing to look for opportunities to be a blessing, a barakah to those around you. Well, thank you so much for joining us. May Yahuwah Baruch each and every one of you. And remember, Yahusha HaMashiach, he alone is King of Kings.